Today I welcome Dr. Nagendra in 10 minute 10 thoughts. He is Assistant Professor, Dept. of English, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad. He has published 3 books on English language teaching and its aspects. His one book I would like to tell, Intonation Pattern in English Spoken. He is certified Cambridge Oral Examiner for Business English Certificate. He achieved a lot in his young age. He is alumnus of EFLU Hyderabad. He is my friend. He is my classmate. He will talk about importance of pronunciation in communication. Nagendra.
Thank you so very much, dear friend Rajeev. It's been very nice to meet you after a long time. Well, let me begin with a question. Have you ever been asked to repeat when speaking? Obviously, and certainly we must have asked, okay, with many students. Why? Why do you think so? Why do people ask us to repeat? It is just because of, okay, lack of clarity. Because if the other person is not able to understand what we are talking, then they ask us to repeat. So what I mean to say that, like when you compare with even this vocabulary and even grammar, like what matters is pronunciation. So let me talk about what exactly the pronunciation is all about. I don't want to go deep into or maybe scientific details of or maybe scientific definition of okay what exactly the pronunciation is all, but I will give you the simple definition. The pronunciation is all about uttering or maybe articulating each and every sound clearly and neatly. That is what the pronunciation is all about. So as see, communication is all about exchanging information, sharing our thoughts and ideas. Suppose if I am speaking to you, if you are not able to comprehend my language, so what is the use? Definitely my efforts will go into vain. So it is very important to, okay, one has to be good at, okay, our pronunciation. So so I strongly believe we need to be good at pronunciation. Let me share one of my practical experiences, what I faced. After completion of my MA in English, I started teaching in a school that is in Hyderabad. Like majority of the students are very sharp enough. And I was just trying to explain them that the boy sat under a tree. Instead of pronouncing it as a sat, I said short. So immediately one of the sharp students, okay, were able to identify my mistake, and he told me that, sir, it was a mistake. I told him that, no, I didn't pronounce anything wrong. Like I rightly pronounced it. I said the boy shot under a tree. So later I realized, because students they told me that there was a mistake, but later even I came to know that okay, there was a mistake. Instead of pronouncing it as sa, and I pronounced it as a sha. So that shows the importance of communication, because students were not able to comprehend what I was talking about. And apart from that, the whole meaning has got completely changed. And when it comes to the place where I work, many of my students are from different parts of India. Like most of our students, we do get students, okay, from different parts of India, like Kerala, West Bengal, UP, and Bihar. Like when I was teaching and interacting with them, like I did come across many problems with them. Like because let me share one of the examples when I interacted with this Kerala student. Like I just asked them, like he came to class a bit late, and I asked him, where did you go? He told me that I had been to canteen. I was little surprised, because instead of pronouncing it as a canteen, and he said canteen. And even there is also even some other examples, like I asked even another Kerala student, like he said that, sir, I had been to meet my uncle, instead of saying that uncle. So we cannot blame anybody, because we are living in a country like where we have multi languages. So there are some sounds which are not existing in our mother tongues. So it needs proper practice. It needs we need to be little cautious about, okay, the sounds which are there in English. So Like most of these Kerala students, the problems which I found with them is p, b, and even ka. So these are all the few problems which I found. Similarly, when I was interacting even with some North Indian students, like they did have even some problem with sa and sha, what I personally faced even in my career. Because they say that, okay, instead of saying that English, they say English. So they always replace, because I very oftenly and very frequently tell them that it is not English, it is English. So they always replace with that. So, and even let me talk about even other examples. Like there are even some students who come from even a Kashmir, and they say that in like most of these Urdu speakers of English, like they feel difficult in pronouncing these consonant clusters. Like they say, instead of saying that school, they say school and sakul. And so it is completely like, sometimes though we try to comprehend, but still, like when you become an English teacher, or maybe when you start communicating or maybe interacting with native speakers of English, definitely that will affect our intelligibility. So it is very essential and to learn, okay, what exactly the pronunciation of each and every sound. Because sometimes, okay, we feel that, okay, let it go. Okay, why should I bother about pronunciation? Because I'm very good at this vocabulary and grammar. Yeah, I do agree with you. Grammar and even vocabulary are very important. But apart from these two, even if you are, though you are very good at, okay, this vocabulary and grammar, if you are not able to good at, or maybe if you are not able to pronounce words clearly and neatly, definitely, like the other person, I mean to say that the listener is not able to comprehend your message. So I personally believe this importance of pronunciation is very, very important and crucial, and it plays a vital role in our spoken English. Because in our day-to-day communication, we do communicate due to this maybe 21st century or technological thing. Okay, like we do communicate with many people in our daily life. So if you are not able to pronounce each and every sound very clearly, definitely there is a possibility to misunderstand you.
Nagendra, please give your Guru mantra to all the newcomers, new teachers.
Fine. Let me tell you clearly that, okay, because I am also from a rural, I also came from a rural area, like where I do not have any other, okay, facilities, okay, what we usually get. But it's all about, okay, passion and interest. The first and foremost thing which I always recommend, okay, to have you, that is self-motivation. Because once if you realize the importance of, okay, good pronunciation, or maybe importance of good English, and definitely you will, okay, develop, okay, this passion and interest towards this target language, or maybe good English or pronunciation. And the second thing is, you need to have a constant practice, because we have to accept ourselves that, okay, it is not your mother tongue, but it is somebody else's tongue. Once if you realize that, okay, it is somebody else's tongue, and you need to have a constant practice. And third important point which I want you to remember, make a habit of reading it louder. Like once if you start reading it loud, all the English words, and definitely that will enhance your pronunciation, that will improve your pronunciation. And fourth one, it is not just, okay, just practicing those words, but use them in your day-to-day English. Try to make a friendship with people, okay, those who are good at English, and those who are able to pronounce it clearly, each and every sound, and those who will help you, okay, to rectify your mistakes. So if you start speaking and communicating with those people, that will definitely help you to improve your pronunciation. Because let me share one of the best examples. Like there are many of my students, they started imitating me, because I was very particular about some dental sounds and aspirated sounds, and even these like whatever the problems which I talked about. So after some time, like by the time they complete their MA in English, or maybe their research, they started imitating me, because they always come and say that, okay, sir, your pronunciation is really good. So you give us some tips. So I simply tell them that, okay, you just need to, okay, start imitating, and make a habit of watching even English films and even television shows with subtitles. and that will definitely help you to improve. And very surprisingly, when we started conducting even research advisory committee meetings, one of the students, okay, who hail from Bengal, and he is very keen about pronouncing all the dental sounds. He always say that thank you instead of saying that thank you. We often say that thank you, okay? But when it comes to English, it is, which is a dental sound, thank you. So he's very keen about all these things. And apart from that, even the other learners also, like they are also very keen about all these aspirated sounds, and even sa and sha, and even as I already mentioned you that, okay, this some Kashmiri students do have a problem with this consonant clusters. So they started getting they started coming to know what exactly the right pronunciation is all about. And they also got rid of their mother tongue influence on all these words. So instead of saying that, okay, smile, they said smile. So is school, they started saying that school. So that's how they improve. So one needs to have passion and interest, and above all, self-motivation, because we are all living in a global world. And if you want to connect, and if you want to expand your opportunities, it's very important to be good at pronunciation.
Thank you so much, Nagendra. Thank you so much for coming on TMTT. Thank you so much.